Give us a brief history for those that aren't aware, just so we can set the table of your contributions here with Partners in Business, of what your background is, what your experience is in the industry, and also how it came to be that you're part of this effort here, Partners in Business.
Well, I got into trucking because of the farm. I outgrew that in the feed mill, but I was a Teamster.
Yeah.
Actually, back in the late 80s with Roadway in the St. Louis area, P&D local work. Tremendous education, because I knew nothing about commercial trucking. And matter of fact, I would go out and deliver a load, come back, get another one in the terminal, and they're like, what are you doing? Nobody comes back, gets a second load. And I'm like, but I finished the first one. But I went from that to, I drove for company New Way out of Bloomington Normal for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then kind of outgrew that, I guess, in a sense. And went to be a truck owner, contract with Landstar for a little over 18 years. I'm proud to say that one of the owner managers at New Way, when I resigned, told me, he said, of all the people ever worked for us, I believe you are one of the very few who could be a successful owner.
Wow.
And that little statement, the last few weeks I was there, boosted my confidence. That, I think I can say, give credit to helping me be successful.
Yeah.
Because other people saw things that I maybe even didn't see in myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the background then with Landstar and just the evolution of ownership from what we thought it would be to where it went.
Wow.
Was much bigger gap than I could, it'd be hard to describe in some ways.
Yeah. Gary, is there any 1, 2, or 3 things that you can look back on that you implemented into your process where you went from, okay, we're making it, to, okay, we're making it?
That aha moment?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think there were several things that through the evolution where, when I decided to become an owner, not falling into that emotional reaction to, I bought a Freightliner Century that was white, looked like a fleet truck. It was not a big fleet truck. And everyone gave me a horrible bad time. Like, that's not an owner operator truck. I said, I bought the truck I thought would make me the most income.
Yeah.
And that was my goal.
Yeah.
A truck is worth what you can profit, that return on that truck. People talk about the resale price of a truck. If you're buying a truck to resale and looking at the resale price when you buy that truck, I think you better think twice, because in between that purchase and that resale, that's where you need to have the return on your investment. That's a depreciating asset. I think about goals, how often they're dreams and we don't define them real well. We got to figure out what's going to motivate us. We can have a lot of goals, but if we're not motivated, and on top of that, to top that off, we need an accountability person. We need somebody that holds us accountable, whether it's the ATBS people, whether it's a coach, a mentor, the wife, whoever, your tax account, whoever it is. And when we're going to get ready to make big decisions, we need to go to them and make that accountable. The last thing is that I think what we need to be aware of is that fast and slow failure or success. The advantage owner operators have is they're like that small army. That's like the kids in that movie where they're the invasion of the U.S. and those kids,
right?
And they got the big army moving so slow, and they're small and they can react and they can move and they can change.
Sure.
That small owner, we have the ability to change and act quicker to these market changes, equipment changes, account changes, and so on, versus a fleet.
Yeah.
That should be part of our motivation.